All right, Mr. Antony Cherukara joins us now, CEO with VST Tillers, to talk about where he feels the entire tiller industry is headed, given that this time around the monsoons have been strong. Anthony, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Are you getting any fresh evidence of a good monsoon demand coming back? How different is the current environment from what you saw same time last year?
Yeah, the demand is definitely come back in June, but that could be because of a pent-up April and May as well. The demand drivers, as you rightly said, the monsoon has been, there has been a lull in the last 2 weeks, but it's been overall quite good. And the other demand drivers, such as the minimum support price and the cash in the hand of the farmers, also has been good. So it looks good for the coming month as well.
Your margins last year, they went from 7% to 17%. Is that one-off, or 17% is the new normal irrespective of high commodity prices?
17% has been a good result for us last year, and we are working hard to sustain at that level. But of course, the inflationary pressure currently is very high. So, we are looking at more like, the 14 to 15% range is what we are looking at. But the inflation continues, so it's going to be a challenge.
Right. Could you broadly tell me that in just a second, could you broadly tell me that in terms of the utilization rate, now that you're sounding bullish on the demand and MSP, or whether it is monsoon factors are kicking in, are you at a cusp of an operating leverage? Because your company generates a lot of cash flow. So financial leverage, more than financial leverage, is the operating leverage which will work for you.
Definitely, yes. The capacity utilization with the demand going up is getting better day by day. We are almost at 80% of our installed capacity. However, with further demand going up, we will have to make use of the infrastructure which is already there for much higher capacities, although it is not currently installed. So we are looking at it closely, and very soon we will also be looking at options to further, expand installed capacity and take up production to higher levels. There will definitely be operating leverage, yes.
Okay, I'm just looking at your earnings as well this time around. While you've posted a good set this time, what will be your top line and bottom line growth projections for FY22? Because, there is the new variant of commodity price inflation as well, which I'm guessing is going to impact your margins going forward.
Yes, what I have been projecting in terms of the bottom line is at around 12 to 14%. With a lot of product, cost reduction exercises, various projects that we are implementing. Apart from that, the FY22 giving a forward-looking number is so difficult because the pandemic is still not behind us. So given that situation, it's very difficult, but we are looking at something like a 15% growth for our tractor numbers, and at least a 20% upward growth for our tiller numbers.
Sure. I also want to understand, you recently entered into an agreement with a Czech company by the name of Zetor Tractors for product development agreement. How much of a market share are you targeting in the tractor segment once you make an entry with the new products? And also, what is the new product launch pipeline in collaboration with Zetor?
VST has been operating only in about 10% of the tractor industry because we were present only in compact tractors. That is up to about 30 horsepower. The tie-up with Zetor will take us to the higher horsepower market, which is almost 90% of the industry, which is about 800,000 plus. So that is the market we want to operate in. The first launch, we have conceptualized 3 phases of launch. The first launch will happen next financial year, and subsequently every year for the next 3 years, we will be launching products every year in the higher horsepower space.
Sure. As of March 31st of 2021, you had about 659 crore rupees in reserves. What is it that you're planning to do with the cash on your books? How is it that you're going to be utilizing it? Is it going to be for greenfield, brownfield expansion, or is there nothing lined up right now?
We are looking at opportunities of diversification. It is in the planning stage. Nothing is decided at this moment, but we will be definitely utilizing that cash for growth.
Can you define cash for growth? I mean, 650 crore means either you are going to be expanding a lot or you will be acquiring something.
We are looking at all options. We are looking at both organic and inorganic. As I said, there is considerable amount of investment that we are doing in terms of product development as well. So a rapid pace of product development for the next 3-4 years is already drawn up, and the diversification strategies are being planned right now. And right now it is not finalized, so I won't be able to share anything with you. And once that is done, we will be coming out and sharing with all of you.
What are the penetration levels in a sector like tillers? Because it's almost like a 2-player market or a 3-player market. This is a segment where some would argue that the penetration levels are high because there is very little inorganized market.
I would say the penetration levels in the small farm mechanization space is still very low. You know, what has happened in India, predominantly we have small and marginal farmers. And in terms of mechanization, what has happened is tractorization. So the small and marginal farmers definitely cannot afford a 5 lakh upwards tractor. So there is a need for small farm mechanization. Now the question is what kind of products, what kind of innovation, at what price points, and that is precisely what VST is working on, to give them the right value proposition so that we can expand this small farm mechanization business much faster.
Right. Tell me, what's the scalability, Antony, of your export business, and what's the visibility that you have of business overseas?
Yeah, we are doing good compact tractor business in Europe. We are looking at a 30 to 40% growth in the export business in this financial year. We operate in most of the Western countries, in France, Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, Portugal. We have also, with a tie-up with Zetor, we are also entering the Eastern European countries. We have already entered Czech Republic, Poland, Romania. So we are in the process of expanding all over Europe.
Are there any particular geographies where you see more business coming in as opposed to others?
I didn't hear the first part of your question, please.
No, I was just wondering, all the export countries that you just talked about, whether there is any key particular focus or geography that you're currently outlining wherein you're going to be expanding more, you see more business visibility coming in as opposed to other countries?
Yes, we have a good presence in France, Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium. We want to build on that this year. And in Eastern European countries, we have just made entry last year. So we are still in the process of establishing a network in the East European countries. So this is our focus. We are also started our operations a bit in Africa. So that is something, again, we want to expand this year.
Okay, great to get in all the insight from you, Antony. Thanks so much for taking the time out and speaking with us on ET Now.
Thank you.